Here we go, ready to roll on this Thursday, and we're only 3 days away from the Oscars. 3 days, finally, after one entire year of chaos. Nick, I already see your comment there. Yes, it's going to be chaos on Sunday. Here's the thing that I want to get off right off the bat, the big news. The Oscars saying we are going to actually do Best Picture last. Isn't that nice of them? Last year, remember, did Best Picture and then ended with Best Actor, and then it went to Hopkins, and it was chaos. Nick, yes, it was absolute chaos. So they've learned. Last year's was the lowest rated Oscars ever, and that was not the only reason by any means. That was the end of the show. So at that point, nobody was watching. Well, the numbers were certainly a lot lower. But we had a situation where you had Best Picture going before. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know who produced the show. I don't know whose decision that was, but it was really dumb. And whoever's decision it was, hopefully, is never brought back to the Oscars because it was chaos. And the show ended with just the biggest thud ever, even though Anthony Hopkins was absolutely deserving to win. Everyone expected it to be Chadwick Boseman. Didn't happen. And we didn't end on picture. Just insanity. Let's talk about the actors race. We've talked so much about director, and we've done a little picture. We'll save that for probably tomorrow, if not Saturday, right before we do the actual Oscars. But let's start with supporting actress. Listen, if you're paying attention at home, you're playing along, you know exactly what's going to happen here. We have Ariana DeBose in the lead spot for Best Supporting Actress. I pull up Awards Ace, my site, and you can see her right there, front runner. She has SAG, BAFTA, Critics' Choice, and Golden Globes, all four. A sweep, clean sweep of the precursors. Therefore, she will win Oscar on Sunday. At one point, Netflix really hoped that Kirsten Dunst could get it done for Power of the Dog. That is not going to be happening. Angelou Ellis, really, to me, someone who should be in contention to win. I love that performance, and you know how much I adore King Richard. She is there in the third spot, and it really doesn't matter at this point where we slot everybody else. Judi Dench and Jessie Buckley very clearly is in fifth. It's Ariana DeBose's Oscar to take home on Sunday. Let's go to Best Supporting Actor. And again, flip over on Awards Ace. We roll down. Same situation we had in Supporting Actress. We have one man, well, a woman there, a man here that's going to win Best Supporting Actor. It's Troy Kotsur from Coda. He's won SAG, BAFTA, Critics' Choice. He did not win Golden Globe. That went to Cody Smith-McPhee, who still has an outside shot here, but let's be real, it's not going to happen. Netflix, again, really wanted that to happen for Power of the Dog. They thought to get both of those supporting roles and get them locked in. Did not happen. Kotsur, once he started winning, we really go back to SAG. Once he won SAG, it just became this kind of runaway train. And it happens, you see it happen all the time in the Oscars. You see someone all of a sudden start to win, and then they just can't be stopped. The momentum has begun, and there is no slowing him down on the way to Oscar. Even though there was some kind of dust up on a plane. I guess someone reported that he had a few too many and was on the plane and got into an argument with his wife. That story is making the rounds today. What's interesting, when you read a story like that, remember that is timed by one of the other studios that is in contention to get that out there. They want that in the news cycle because they want, Troy Kotsur not to win. But the truth of it is, it's already over. The voting is in, so it doesn't matter. But they just want to muddy the water a little bit. So I think that's what you see what happened there. It's not going to change the fact that Troy is going to win on Sunday. I think the other thing for Netflix is they've got to be just happy just to get two Power of the Dog nominees here because no one really thought Jesse Plemons was getting in. We all thought Cody was. But Jesse, not that he wasn't deserving, there are just so many other options in supporting. There always are. When we talk about supporting, you're talking about the two hardest to land. If you are in contention for supporting, whether it's actress or actor, you know how many people are legitimately in the running for those. I could come up with a list of at least 20 legit candidates across the board for both, 20 here, 20 there, actress and actor. And you could easily make a case for any of them to win. So when you win supporting actor or actress, it's one of the toughest to win, let alone get a nomination. And, those things are locked down. We've got Ariana winning and we've got Troy. Those are secure. Let's go to Best Actor because I think that is the next pretty much locked up race as we discuss the 4 acting slots for Sunday's Oscars. We are talking about, you know it, Will Smith. And let me share the screen with you. He has won, let's make it bigger. That's not big enough. He's won, listen, SAG, BAFTA, Critics' Choice, and Golden Globe. Same thing we just had with Ariana, the clean sweep. And Troy had 3 of the 4. When you have all 4 of the precursors, the major ones, then you are very likely going to win Oscar. You saw this with Joaquin Phoenix when we had Joker. You had certainly, you go back and you have Renee Zellweger, same kind of situation. Once someone starts to win, and again, they start winning all these precursors, it's pretty much a lock on Sunday for Will Smith. And I think that's the best call. For me, King Richard is the best performance of the 5 we have here. Andrew Garfield will be my number 2. He is in second. That's where I have him ranked right now. Cumberbatch, third, and then Denzel further back, and Bardem even further. But right now, it doesn't matter where you place everybody else. It's really all about Will Smith winning for King Richard on Sunday. Now we get to the fun part. We're going to talk about actress, because this really could go any one of 5 ways. Let's talk about who I think is going to win. I pull it up here again on Awards Ace, Best Actress Contenders, frontrunner, Jessica Chastain. Why? Because she has SAG. That is the biggie. And she has Critics' Choice. Now, you notice here, we have all 5 of our Best Actress contenders, and none of them got a BAFTA nomination. The British, Academy Awards, for those of you who don't know. None of them got a nomination. So usually, that's a big deal. Whoever wins BAFTA has a lot of momentum rolling into the Oscars. So we didn't have any of them nominated. So you just have to throw that one out. And you also have a situation where all 5 of these films, Eyes of Tammy Faye, Being the Ricardos, Spencer, Lost Daughter, and Parallel Mothers, none of them nominated for Best Picture. So you have 5 women here that have really, every one of them has a shot. And Nick, listen, Penelope Cruz could pull an upset. Right now, I've got her back in 5th, but here's the deal. Parallel Mothers is a film that has fans. Even though it's not a huge hit by any means, I would say it's one of the least viewed on a wide, if you take the average person and say, which of these films have you watched? Parallel Mothers would be number 5 for everybody, I would say. And the number 1 would very likely be something like Being the Ricardos, and even that still isn't really at the mass appeal kind of thing. But really look at Parallel Mothers, and you talk about a film that has its fans, and Penelope Cruz, that performance is solid. I like the movie. For me, it's really all about Kristen Stewart. If I'm going to pick one person to win this, it's going to be Kristen Stewart. That's who I want. That said, I don't think she wins. Right now, I've got Jessica Chastain winning for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. And if Chastain pulls through and gets this win after Critics' Choice a few weeks ago, of course the SAG, you got to remember that's a film that debuted way back in, I saw it in August. So Searchlight started showing that in August. And then it made its debut, I believe, Toronto or Telluride. It made its debut back in September. So that's a very long time to be sitting on a performance in a film. That's why I did not think that film would come through with a win. I thought that she could get a nomination, but to win just shows you, really, we all thought it was Kristen Stewart. And when that kind of fell apart, the whole Kristen Stewart is going to win, which we all thought was going to happen, then she wasn't nominated at SAG. And you said, wait a second, she's not going to win. The problem with Spencer, and I saw it again, I love the film, but not everybody does. Spencer, the issue is this, very simple. Spencer, the film, is not what a lot of people wanted from a Princess Diana movie. They wanted a different film. They wanted something broader in scope than what you get with Spencer. I love the film. Artistically, it is one of the most gorgeous films that I saw this year. It moves well. Cinematography is absolutely through the roof. Score, everything about that film is really on point from a directorial standpoint, in addition to Kristen Stewart's performance. The problem is a lot of people aren't huge fans of the film because it's not what they wanted out of that particular character. They wanted to see something more all-encompassing about her life and her legacy, and you don't get that with that. That's the problem I see with Kristen Stewart winning for Spencer, is that the film people don't love quite as much. If they did, I think it's a runaway. Also, don't forget, it's neon, smaller studio, even though I do believe they have kind of overcome those obstacles after winning Parasite. But at the end of the day, Searchlight is still a little bit more cachet. But I don't think that's, at the end, that's not why Chastain's going to win. I think it's really just by default. It feels like it's Jessica Chastain's turn to win, and let's just go ahead and give it to her. She's playing an iconic character, very much like Kristen Stewart did. I'd love to see Kristen Stewart win. I have her in third right now. Nicole Kidman is right there too. I mean, really, it's going to be between Chastain, Kidman, and Stewart. But again, there's no reason to think that any one of these can't come up. Olivia Colman, Netflix has really pushed her. They have really gone after that, thinking they have a shot, because it is kind of wide open. This is one of these categories where legit you could have the person I have in fifth, Penelope Cruz, in fifth. You could actually have her winning, which is very unusual to have someone that's all the way back like that for me. If I had to slot these, that's how I'd put it right now. That said, this is a crapshoot. This is one of these categories on Sunday that's going to be the most fun to watch, because we really don't know for sure who's going to win. And that's awesome. We need more of those categories. Best Picture is kind of the same thing. Coda, we think is going to win, but we don't know. Could it be King Richard? Could Dune? Could. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not an impossibility. And with this category, you could take any 5 of them. I'm just telling you, give me $1,000. You make me bet on one person. Right now, I'm putting on Jessica Chastain for Eyes of Tammy Faye. Nick, Chastain is overdue. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the whole narrative of anyone winning. Is it their time? And if it is their time, then it obviously usually goes to that person. And what happens typically is if you win, then it's not your time again for a number of years, with the exception of McDormand, who won for Nomadland right after 3 Billboards, which was, for me, I couldn't believe that happened. Because, again, for me, if I'm a voter, I'm thinking this person just won. They can't win every year. So maybe we should spread the love around. But that doesn't mean that's how everybody approaches the situation. So it's the overdue narrative, no question about it. I think that's why I believe that Chastain wins here. It's kind of just one of those, it's just her time, right? We say that so many times. We talk about actor, actress, supporting, all these things. It's like the one chance. And if you think about Troy too, the great story about Troy and him winning is that, let's be honest, Troy's not going to have a whole lot of opportunities in the future. It's just the reality of the situation that he's not going to have as many opportunities to win Oscar as some of the other people that are A, nominated this year, or B, down the road. So to give a trophy, to give an Oscar to somebody who's only going to be here one time, well, possibly this would be the only time, that makes sense too. And he's obviously very deserving, and people love Coda. Coda's almost got this, almost a Parasite kind of thing, where it's really coming on at the end. I'm not going to say it's as loved as Parasite, because Parasite was a phenomenon. But still, Coda has this sudden surge that is reminding me of a Parasite. In that last minute, everybody kind of jumping on the Coda train. And it really feels like Apple's going to get the Best Picture Oscar before Netflix. Who would have believed that? I know Netflix did. They're going to be pissed. Seriously unhappy with that situation. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Andrew Garfield get a win too, Jennifer. But I think that really it's Will Smith here. It has been from day one. A lot of people are like, well, Will Smith isn't winning the critics. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay, critics are not Oscar voters. They don't usually collide. They do occasionally, like in Parasite's case, where we had, boom, everybody agreed that was the best film of 2019. But in this case, Will Smith didn't win a lot of critics awards, but he's going to end up winning the stuff that matters. If you want to judge performances on Oscar wins, then Will Smith is going to have 1, and everybody who won for their awards, critics awards, is going to have 0. And Andrew Garfield will be my number 2. So if someone sneaks in there, it's Garfield. I don't think it's Cumberbatch. For me, if I watch Cumberbatch's performance, I think it's a one-note performance. Is it good? Is he great? Yes. But again, what I'm asked, you ask, what does he have to do? What am I seeing the actor do in the role? Andrew Garfield has to sing. He has to do, obviously he has to really put himself out there and do so much with that role, and Will Smith as well. And then when I watch Cumberbatch, I say, not quite as much. And I do think that you're going to be happy, Jennifer, when you see Coda win. I think that's the call right now. Again, give me $1,000. What are you going to bet on? I'm going to put it on Coda to win Best Picture. We'll talk about Best Picture tomorrow. Let's do that. And then on Saturday, we'll have a free-for-all, and whatever you guys want to talk about, we can do. I'm getting off early here today because I'm going to head over to Movie Twitter. We have an event tonight in Burbank. If you're in LA, come join us. We'd love to see you at the AMC Burbank 16. Maybe there'll be a stand-up performance like we had the other night. I wasn't there. I'm so unhappy I wasn't there. This woman got up as the film was delayed. There was something wrong with the projector, and she went through a full stand-up routine in front of the whole crowd, and it didn't go over so well. Check it out on Twitter. But maybe she'll be there tonight. That'd be exciting to meet her. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll talk about Best Picture tomorrow. Free-for-all on Saturday. Oscars are almost over. We're going to put these babies to bed. It's been way too long. It's time. 3 more days, and we're done. I'll talk soon. Be good.